Namaste to all. Ram Ram Ram. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste to all. Ram Ram Ram. Today is the 39th class of Sundara Kandam. We have just started with Sarga 10, where Hanuman is exploring little bit more into Ravana's Antapura. We did verses 1 to 20 in the previous class. We will do 21 to 40 today, and then the explanation part of it. Any volunteers to do the Dhyana Shloka? You can just raise your hand in Zoom and then I can. Ram Ram. Yeah, go ahead, Patni.
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिर्नमत राक्षसान्तकम्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्।
Very nice. Very nicely chanted. Dhanyavad, Haji. Thank you so much.
Ram Ram.
Ram Ram. Sunita ji, would you like to do the verses 1 to 20?
Ram Ram Maniji. This is my this will be my second attempt. Please forgive me for any errors or omissions, and I'm happy to chant. Yeah, I'll start. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Mahaperiva Sharanam. Sundara Kandam. Dashamas Sargaha. Mandodari Darshanam. Tatra Divyopamam Mukhyam Sphatikam Ratnabhushitam Avekshamano Hanuman Dadarsha Shayanasanam Dantakanchana Chitrangaihi Vaiduryaishcha Varasanaihi.
Ram Ram Sunita ji, are you still there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Ever since the rain, my net has been pretty bad. Hold on, I'll just switch to a hotspot and then let's see if this is better. Let me share the PowerPoint. 1 second. My voice is okay?
Yes, absolutely fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Should I start again?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything of what you chanted. Please start again.
Okay. Tatra divyopamam mukhyam sphatikam ratnabhushitam avekshamaano hanuman dadarsha shayanasanam dantakanchana chitrangaihi वैडूर्यैश्च वरासनैः महार्हास्तरणोपेतैः उपपन्नं महाधनैः जातरूपपरिक्षिप्तं चित्रभानुः समप्रभम् अशोकमालाविततं ददर्श परमासनम् तस्य चैकतमे देशे सोग्रियमाला विभूषितम् ददर्श पाण्डुरच्छत्रम् ताराधिपति सन्निभम् वालव्यजनहस्ताभिः वीज्यमानं समन्ततः गन्धैश्च विविधैर्जुष्टम् वरद्धूपेन धूपितम् परमास्तरणास्तीर्णम् आविकाजिन संवृतम् धामभिर्वरमाल्यानां समन्ताधुपशोभितम् तस्मिन् जीमूतसंकाशम् प्रदीप्तोत्तमकुण्डलम् लोहिताक्षं महाबाहुं महारजतवाससम् लोहितेनानुलुप्ताङ्गम् चन्दनेन सुगन्धिना सन्ध्यारक्तमिवाकाशे तोयदं सतदद्गणम्
Toyadam.
तोयदम् I'll repeat. तोयदं सद्दिदद्गणम्
Toyadam sata didganam. Satadidganam. So satadidganam. So Toyadam satadidganam.
Toyadam satadidganam.
You're saying the, right? The third akshara.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
वृतमाभरणैर्दिव्यैः सुरूपं कामरूपिणम् सवृक्षवनगुल्माढ्यं प्रसुप्तमिव मन्दरम् क्रीडित्वोपरतं रात्रौ वराभरणभूषितम् प्रियं राक्षसकन्यानां राक्षसानां सुखावहम् पीत्वाप्युपरतं चापि ददर्श स महाकपिः भास्वरे शयने वीरम् प्रसुप्तं राक्षसाधिपम् निश्वसन्तं यथा नागं रावणं वानरर्षभः आसाद्य परमोद्विग्नः सोपासर्पत्सुभीतवत् अथारोहणमासाद्य वेदकान्तरमाश्रितः सुप्तं राक्षसशार्दूलम् प्रेक्षते स्म महाकपिः शुशुभे राक्षसेन्द्रस्य स्वपतः शयनोत्तमम् गन्धहस्तीनि संविष्ठे यथा प्रस्रवणं महत् काञ्चनान् गदनद्धौ च ददर्श स महात्मनः विक्षिप्तौ राक्षसेन्द्रस्य भुजाविन्द्रध्वजोपमौ ऐरावत विशानाग्रैः आपीडनकृतव्रणौ वज्रोल्लिखितपीनांसौ विष्णुचक्रपरीक्षतौ पीनौ समसुजातांसौ सङ्गतौ बलसंयुतौ सुलक्षणनखान्गुष्ठौ स्वङ्गुलीतललक्षितौ संहतौ परिघाकारौ वृत्तौ करिकरोपमौ विक्षिप्तौ शयने शुभ्रे पञ्चशीर्षा विवोरगौ शशक्षतजकल्पेन सुशीतेन सुगन्धिना चन्दने
सुशीतेन
Pardon?
सुशीतेन
Yeah. सुशीतेन सुगन्धिना चन्दनेन परार्धेन स्वनुलिप्तौ स्वलङ्कृतौ उत्तमस्त्रीविमर्दितौ गन्धोत्तमविभूषितौ
one more time
उत्तमस्त्रीविमर्दितौ
विमृदितौ
sorry
विमृ
उत्तमस्त्री विम्रदितौ
विमृदितौ
विम्रदितौ
no not two ims विमृदितौ
विमृदितौ
repeat with me
मृ
ditau.
Yeah.
So vimruditau.
Yeah. उत्तमस्त्री विमृदितौ विमृदितौ
Don't say the double im. Instead of vimruditau, it is vimruditau.
Vimraditau. Okay.
Correct.
उत्तमस्त्री विमृदितौ गन्धोत्तमविभूषितौ यक्षपन्नगगन्धर्व देवदानवराविनौ.
Excellent. The
Thank
chanting
you.
was excellent.
Dhanyavad.
The Dritva, the Alpa Prana, Maha Prana, the split pace, everything was beautiful. Very, very proud of you.
It's all because of all the recordings and all the practice that I've done using your recordings. It's just because of you. Thank you so much.
Effort that you have put in is very, very visible, Sunita ji. Very, very nicely chanted.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Dhanyavad. Okay, so who is doing the repeat? I think somebody had volunteered. I think Pratibha ji had volunteered, I think. Okay, 1 minute. Let me unmute you. We'll start. Namaste. Okay.
ददर्श सकपिस्तस्य
बाहुशयन संस्थितौ मन्दरस्यान्तरे सुप्तौ
मन्दरस्यान्तरे सुप्तौ
महाहीरुषिताविव
महाहीरुषिताविव
वेरी गुड ददर्श स कपिस्तस्य बाहूशयन संस्थितौ
ददर्श स कपिस्तस्य बाहूशयनसंस्थितौ
मन्दरस्यान्तरे सुप्तौ महाहीरुषिताविव
मन्दरस्यान्तरे सुप्तौ महाहीरुषिताविव
One minute, please. Just 1 second. I'm going to stop for a second. Let's try now. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
आं भगिनि
अस्तु ताभ्यां सपरिपूर्णाभ्यां
ताभ्यां सपरिपूर्णाभ्यां
भुजाभ्यां राक्षसेश्वरः
भुजाभ्यां राक्षसेश्वरः
शुशुभे चलसङ्काशः
शुशुभे चलसङ्काशः
शृङ्गाभ्यामिव मन्दरः
शृङ्गाभ्यामिव मन्दरः
वेरी गुड ताभ्यां सपरिपूर्णाभ्यां भुजाभ्यां राक्षसेश्वरः
ताभ्यां सपरिपूर्णाभ्यां भुजाभ्यां राक्षसेश्वरः
शुशुभे चलसङ्काशः शृङ्गाभ्यामिव मन्दरः
शुशुभे चलसङ्काशः शृङ्गाभ्यामिव मन्दरः
चूतपन्नागसुरभिः
चूतपुन्नागसुरभिः
क्षम्यतां चूतपुन्नागसुरभिः
चूतपुन्नागसुरभिः
वकुलोत्तमसंयुतः
वकुलोत्तमसंयुतः
मृष्टान् मृष्टान्नरसंयुक्तः
मृष्टान्नरससंयुक्तः
पानगन्धपुरःसरः
पानगन्धपुरःसरः
मृष्टान्नरसंयुक्तः
मृष्टान्नरससंयुक्तः
पानगन्धपुरःसरः
पानगन्धपुरःसरः
1 second, okay, just give me a second.
Bhagini, please forgive me. I'm reading this for the first time. If any
No,
mistake.
you're doing well. It looks like you actually have Sanskritam background. Your pronunciation is quite good. 1 second. Okay, next one. Tasya rakshasarajasya
तस्य राक्षसराजस्य
निश्चक्राम महामुखात्
निश्चक्राम महामुखात्
शयानस्य विनिश्वासः
शयानस्य विनिश्वासः
पूरयन्निव तद्गृहम्
पूरयन्निव तद्गृहम्
तस्य राक्षसराजस्य निश्चक्राम महामुखात्
तस्य राक्षसराजस्य निश्चक्राम महामुखात्
शयानस्य विनिश्वासः पूरयन्निव तद्गृहम्
शयानस्य विनिश्वासः पूरयन्निव तद्गृहम्
वेरी गुड मुक्तामणिविचित्रेण
मुक्तामणिविचित्रेण
काञ्चनेन विराजितम्
काञ्चनेन विराजितम्
मुकुटेनापवृत्तेन
मुकुटेनापवृत्तेन
कुण्डलोज्ज्वलिताननम्
कुण्डलोज्ज्वलिताननम्
मुक्तामणिविचित्रेण काञ्चनेन विराजितम्
मुक्तामणिविचित्रेण काञ्चनेन विराजितम्
मुकुटेनापवृत्तेन कुण्डलोज्ज्वलिताननम्
मुकुटेनापवृत्तेन कुण्डलोज्ज्वलिताननम्
वेरी गुड रक्तचन्दनदिग्धेन
रक्तचन्दनदिग्धेन
तथा हारेण शोभिना
तथा हारेण सुशोभिना
पीनायत विशालेन
पीनायतविशालेन
वक्षसाभिविराजितम्
वक्षसाभिविराजितम्
रक्तचन्दनदिग्धेन तथा हारेण शोभिना
रक्तचन्दनदिग्धेन तथा हारेण शोभिना
पीनायत विशालेन वक्षसाभिविराजितम्
पीनायतविशालेन वक्षसाभिविराजितम्
वेरी गुड पाण्डुरे पाण्डुरेणापविद्धेन
पाण्डुरेणापविद्धेन
क्षौमेण क्षत so there is a dvitva there क्षौमेण क्षतजेक्षणम्
क्षौमेण क्षतजेक्षणम्
वेरी गुड महार्हेण सुसंवीतम्
महार्हेण सुसंवीतम्
पीतेनोत्तमवाससा
पीतेनोत्तमवाससा
पाण्डुरेणापविद्धेन क्षौमेण क्षतजेक्षणम्
पाण्डुरेणापविद्धेन क्षौमेण क्षतजेक्षणम्
महार्हेण सुसंवीतम् पीतेनोत्तमवाससा
महार्हेण सुसंवीतम् पीतेनोत्तमवाससा
वेरी गुड माशराशि प्रतीकाशम्
माशराशि प्रतीकाशम्
निःश्वसन्तं भुजङ्गवत्
निःश्वसन्तं भुजङ्गवत्
गाङ्गे महति तोयान्ते
गाङ्गे महति तोयान्ते
प्रसुप्तमिव कुञ्जरम्
प्रसुप्तमिव कुञ्जरम्
माशराशि प्रतीकाशम् निःश्वसन्तं भुजङ्गवत्
माशराशि प्रतीकाशम् निःश्वसन्तं भुजङ्गवत्
गाङ्गे महति तोयान्ते प्रसुप्तमिव कुञ्जरम्
गाङ्गे महति तोयान्ते प्रसुप्तमिव कुञ्जरम्
चतुर्भिः काञ्चनैर्दीपैः
चतुर्भिः काञ्चनैर्दीपैः
वेरि गुड् दीप्यमानचतुर्दिशम्
दीप्यमानचतुर्दिशम्
प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गम्
प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गम्
मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव
मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव
चतुर्भिः काञ्चनैर्दीपैः दीप्यमानचतुर्दिशम्
चतुर्भिः काञ्चनैर्दीपैः दीप्यमानचतुर्दिशम्
प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गम् मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव
प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गम् मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव
पादमूलगताश्चापि
पादमूलगताश्चापि
ददर्शसु महात्मनः
ददर्शसु महात्मनः
पत्नी सप्रियभार्यस्य
पत्नी सप्रियभार्यस्य
तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे
तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे
पादमूलगताश्चापि ददर्शसु महात्मनः
पादमूलगताश्चापि ददर्शसु महात्मनः
पत्नी सप्रियभार्यस्य तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे
पत्नी सप्रियभार्यस्य तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे
शशिप्रकाशवदनाः
शशिप्रकाशवदनाः
चारुकुण्डलभूषिताः
चारुकुण्डलभूषिताः
आम्लानमाल्याभरणा क्षम्यतां
अम्लानमाल्याभरणा
करेक्ट् अम्लानमाल्याभरणा
अम्लानमाल्याभरणा
ददर्श हरियूथपः
ददर्श हरियूथपः
शशिप्रकाशवदनाः चारुकुण्डलभूषिताः
शशिप्रकाशवदनाः चारुकुण्डलभूषिताः
अम्लानमाल्याभरणा ददर्श हरियूथपः
अम्लानमाल्याभरणा ददर्श हरियूथपः।
वेरी गुड। नृत्तवादित्रकुशला
नृत्तवादित्रकुशला
राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्गका राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्कगाः भुज अङ्कगाः।
राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्कगाः।
वेरी गुड। वराभरणधारिण्यो
वराभरणधारिण्यो
निषण्णा ददृशे हरिः
निषण्णा ददृशे हरिः।
नृत्तवादित्रकुशला राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्कगाः
नृत्तवादित्रकुशला राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्कगाः।
वराभरणधारिण्यो निषण्णा ददृशे हरिः
वराभरणधारिण्यो निषण्णा ददृशे हरिः।
वज्रवैडूर्यगर्भाणि
वज्रवैडूर्यगर्भाणि
श्रवणान्तेषु योषिताम्
श्रवणान्तेषु योषिताम्।
ददर्शतापनीयानि
ददर्शतापनीयानि
कुण्डलान्यङ्गदानि च
कुण्डलान्यङ्गदानि च।
वज्रवैडूर्यगर्भाणि श्रवणान्तेषु योषिताम्
वज्रवैडूर्यगर्भाणि श्रवणान्तेषु योषिताम्।
ददर्शतापनीयानि कुण्डलान्यङ्गदानि च
ददर्शतापनीयानि कुण्डलान्यङ्गदानि च।
वेरी गुड। तासां चन्द्रोपमैर्वक्त्रैः
तासां चन्द्रोपमैर्वक्त्रैः
शुभैर्ललितकुण्डलैः
शुभैर्ललितकुण्डलैः
विरराजविमानं तत्
विरराजविमानं तत्
नभस्तारागणैरिव
नभस्तारागणैरिव।
तासां च करेक्ट तासां चन्द्रोपमैर्वक्त्रैः शुभैर्ललितकुण्डलैः
तासां चन्द्रोपमैर्वक्त्रैः शुभैर्ललितकुण्डलैः
विरराजविमानं तत् नभस्तारागणैरिव
विरराजविमानं तत् नभस्तारागणैरिव।
करेक्ट तारागणैः इव। मदव्यायामखिन्नास्ता
मदव्यायामखिन्नास्ता
राक्षसेन्द्रस्य योषितः
राक्षसेन्द्रस्य योषितः।
तेषु तेष्ववकाशेषु
तेषु तेष्ववकाशेषु.
Very good. प्रसुप्तास्तनुमध्यमाः
प्रसुप्तास्तनुमध्यमाः
मदव्यायामखिन्नास्ता राक्षसेन्द्रस्य योषितः
मदव्यायामखिन्नास्ता राक्षसेन्द्रस्य योषितः.
तेषु तेष्ववकाशेषु प्रसुप्तास्तनुमध्यमाः
तेषु तेष्ववकाशेषु प्रसुप्तास्तनुमध्यमाः.
वेरी गुड अङ्गहारैस्तथैवान्या
अङ्गहारैस्तथैवान्या
कोमलैर्नृत्तशालिनी
कोमलैर्नृत्तशालिनी
विन्यस्तशुभसर्वाङ्गी
विन्यस्तशुभसर्वाङ्गी
प्रसुप्तावरवर्णिनी
प्रसुप्तावरवर्णिनी
अङ्गहारैस्तथैवान्या कोमलैर्नृत्तशालिनी
अङ्गहारैस्तथैवान्या कोमलैर्नृत्तशालिनी
विन्यस्तशुभसर्वाङ्गी प्रसुप्तावरवर्णिनी
विन्यस्तशुभसर्वाङ्गी प्रसुप्तावरवर्णिनी.
Very good. काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते
प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते.
One more time. काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते
प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते.
महानदी महानदी प्रकीर्णेव
महानदी प्रकीर्णेव
नलिनी पोतमाश्रिता
नलिनी पोतमाश्रिता.
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते.
वेरी गुड महानदी प्रकीर्णेव नलिनी पोतमाश्रिता
महानदी प्रकीर्णेव नलिनी पोतमाश्रिता.
वेरी अन्या कक्षगतेनैव
अन्या कक्षगतेनैव
मड्डुकेनासिते क्षणा
मड्डुकेनासिते क्षणा.
प्रसुप्ता भामिनी भाति
प्रसुप्ता भामिनी भाति
बालपुत्रेव वत्सला
बालपुत्रेव वत्सला
अन्या कक्षगतेनैव मड्डुकेनासिते क्षणा
अन्या कक्षगतेनैव मड्डुकेनासिते क्षणा
प्रसुप्ता भामिनी भाति बालपुत्रेव वत्सला
प्रसुप्ता भामिनी भाति बालपुत्रेव वत्सला
वेरी गुड पटहं चारु सर्वांगी
पटहं चारु सर्वांगी
पीड्यशेते शुभस्तनी
पीड्यशेते शुभस्तनी
चिरस्य रमणं लब्ध्वा
चिरस्य रमणं लब्ध्वा
परिष्वज्येव कामिनी
परिष्वज्येव कामिनी
पटहं चारु सर्वांगी पीड्यशेते शुभस्तनी
पटहं चारु सर्वांगी पीड्यशेते शुभस्तनी
वेरी गुड चिरस्य रमणं लब्ध्वा परिष्वज्येव कामिनी
चिरस्य रमणं लब्ध्वा परिष्वज्येव कामिनी
वेरी गुड काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य
सुप्ता कमललोचना
सुप्ता कमललोचना
रहः प्रियतमं लब्ध्वा
रहः प्रियतमं लब्ध्वा
सकाममिव कामिनी
सकाममिव कामिनी
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य सुप्ता कमललोचना
काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य सुप्ता कमललोचना
रहः प्रियतमं लब्ध्वा सकाममिव कामिनी
रहः प्रियतमं लब्ध्वा सकाममिव कामिनी
Very good. Very nicely repeated, Bhagini. Ram Ram. Where are you joining us from? Where do you live?
I am from Jharkhand, Jamshedpur, Bhagni.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a Tamilian, Bhagni.
Yeah. I can see from the dialect. You have Sanskritam background?
Actually, I just completed my Kovida from Samskrita Bharati.
Bharati. Okay. Okay.
But my source of inspiration was you only because I missed so many classes. Then somebody from our group, some Shankarji is an elderly person. He had given me the link of your class, and I used to follow that only. And mind blowing, Bhagni. Sanskritam became easy for me. Many, many thanks, Bhagni. I was just finding out way how to express my gratitude towards you. It's all because of you that I have obtained even distinction. Only simply
So
I
the
followed your
classes you're
classes. That's
talking
all.
about is Sanskritam classes. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that the
Playlist.
last
Okay.
Shiksha, yeah, all
Okay.
two classes means I have just followed you only the last one.
Okay. Very nice. Your pronunciation is very nice. I love your tone of repeat as well. Very, very nice that you came forward to repeat today. Hope to have more participation from you.
धन्यवाद भगिनी.
You have to chant 21 to 40.
भगिनी.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I made couple of mistakes today. I think you chanted the right way, corrected me. So go ahead. You're doing very well.
ददर्श स कपिस्तस्य बाहूशयन संस्थितौ मन्दरस्यान्तरे सुप्तौ महाहीरुषिताविव ताभ्यां सपरिपूर्णाभ्यां भुजाभ्यां राक्षसेश्वरः शुशुभे शुशुभे चलसङ्काशः शृङ्गाभ्यामिव मन्दरः चूतपुन्नागसुरभिः वकुलोत्तमसंयुतः मृष्टान्नरससंयुक्तः पानगन्धपुरःसरः तस्य राक्षसराज्यस्य निश्चक्राम महामुखात् शयानस्य विनिश्वासः पूरयन्निव तद्गृहम् मुक्तामणिविचित्रेण काञ्चनेन विराजितम् मुकुटेनापवृत्तेन कुण्डलोज्ज्वलिताननम् रक्तचन्दनदिग्धेन तथा हारेण शोभिना पीनायतविशालेन वक्षसाभिविराजितम् पाण्डुरेणापविद्धेन क्षौमेण क्षतजेक्षणम् महार्हेण सुसंवीतम् पीतेनोत्तमवाससा माशराशिप्रतीकाशम् निःश्वसन्तं भुजङ्गवत् गाङ्गे महति तोयान्ते प्रसुप्तमिव कुञ्जरम् चतुर्भिः काञ्चनैर्दीपैः दीप्यमानचतुर्दिशम् प्रकाशीकृतसर्वाङ्गं मेघं विद्युद्गणैरिव पादमूलगताश्चापि ददर्श सुमहात्मनः पत्नी सप्रियभार्यस्य तस्य रक्षः पतेर्गृहे शशिप्रकाशवदनाः चारुकुण्डलभूषिताः अम्लानमाल्याभरणा ददर्श हरियूथपः नृत्यवादित्रकुशला राक्षसेन्द्रभुजाङ्कगाः वराभरणधारिण्यो निषण्णाद्ददृशे हरिः वज्रवैडूर्यगर्भाणि श्रवणान्तेषु योषिताम् ददर्श तापनीयानि कुण्डलान्यङ्गदानि च तासां चन्द्रोपमैर्वक्त्रैः शुभैर्ललितकुण्डलैः विरराजविमानं तत् नभस्तारागणैरिव मदव्यायामखिन्नास्ता राक्षसेन्द्रस्य योषितः तेषु तेष्ववकाशेषु प्रसुप्तास्तनुमध्यमाः अङ्गहारैस्तथैवान्या कोमलैर्नृत्तशालिनी विन्यस्तशुभसर्वाङ्गी प्रसुप्तावरवर्णिनी काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य प्रसुप्ता सम्प्रकाशते महानदी प्रकीर्णेव नलिनी पोतमाश्रिता अन्या कक्षगतेनैव मड्डुकेनासिते क्षणा प्रसुप्ता भामिनी भाति बालपुत्रेव वत्सला पटहं चारु सर्वांगी पीड्यशेते शुभस्तनी चिरस्य रमणं लब्ध्वा परिष्वज्येव कामिनी काचिद्वीणां परिष्वज्य सुप्ता कमललोचना रहः प्रियतमं लब्ध्वा सकाममिव कामिनी.
Excellent. I love how you say the nakaraha, kachit veenam, the nakaraha that you say is very, very sweet to hear. I don't know if others are feeling the same way. I love when it is nakaraha from you. Very nice. Keep it up, Bhagini. Continue learning. May Guru be with you always. Yeah. Dhanyavadaha. As to any questions, I think the set was pretty straightforward. Nothing complicated or no tongue twisters. I think. Oh, there is 33. Bhagini, are you still there? Why don't you repeat 33? Okay, I think she went on mute. Let me go back. 33. And just seeing if any other number is there. I think that's it. Vajra Vaidurya Garbhani Shravananteshu Yoshitam Dadarsha Tapaniyani Kundalan Yangadani. So it is Kundalani Angadani. That is the split. There is a sandhi there. So it becomes Kundalan Yangadani. Vajra Vaidurya Garbhani Shravanam Teshu Yoshitam Dadarsha Tapaniyani Kundalan Yangadani. Okay. Let's look at, I think that's it. I don't see anything in YouTube as well. Fairly straightforward set, I think. Let's quickly summarize 1 to 20 and then move forward with today's meaning. I think Basanti ji, you had volunteered. Did I get the name right? Ram Ram? Ram Ram?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bhagini. Ram Ram, namaste.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah.
Ram Ramani. Yeah. Dashama Sarga. That is Mandodari Dakshanam. In Sarga 9, Hanuman saw Ravana sleeping with his crew of wives. And he was searching for Sita. And in this Sarga, 10th Sarga, in the first few shlokas, that is Hanuman is seeing Ravana. And in the first few shlokas, the couch on which Ravana was sleeping is described. Shloka 1. Shall I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
As Hanuman was looking around, he saw a huge couch, which was extremely divine-like in appearance. That is Divyopamam. And prominent to look at, Mukyam. And Spartikam. It was like crystal. And it was Ratna Bhushitam, is it was decorated with precious gems. Shloka 2. That is, in that couch, the ivory was inlaid with golden pattern. That is, here Danta is ivory and Kansana is gold. And it also, the couch also had Vaidurya. And the Varasanehi, that is the seat on which Ravana was sleeping, was also excellent and excellent in nature. And the Tarana Upetaha, that is the bed sheet or the bedspread on which he was sleeping, was also luxurious and expensive. And it represented great wealth. Mahadanaihi. Sloka 3. And Hanuman saw that Ravana was sleeping on a royal couch, Paramasanam, and it was surrounded and decorated on all sides with Jatarupa, that is gold. And the couch was also Chitrabhanu Samaprabham, means it was shining like sun. Chitrabhanu is sun. And it was covered with garlands of Ashoka flowers. Sloka 4. On one side of the couch, Hanuman saw a white umbrella, that is Pandura Chatram. Chatram is umbrella and Pandu is white color. And this umbrella was shining like moon. Tara Dipati is moon. And the umbrella was also decorated with best flower garlands. Sloka 5. Ravana was fanned by women in all directions. That is, Vyajana is fan and Samantata is from all directions. And there were perfume and incense sticks which were spreading fragrance. That is, Gandhaihi. And Shloka 6. The bed was on which he was sleeping was covered with fabric made of expensive woolen. That is, here, Avika is woolen and Ajina is skin of deer. And also deer skin. That bed sheet was very rich material. And it was adorned with strings of beautiful garlands on all sides. And this decoration, it enhanced, that is Upashobhitam, means it enhanced the beauty of the couch. Shloka 7. From this description of Ravana, Valmiki is giving. Hanuman saw Ravana resembling a cloud, that is Jimuta Sankasham, that is Jimuta is cloud, and he was wearing Pradiptottama Kundalam, that is shining earrings. Lohitaksham is his eyes were red in color, and Mahabahum he had long strong arms, and Maharajata Vasasam, that is Ravana was wearing silver colored garments. Rajata is silver. Next, Shloka 8. Ravana's body was smeared with special kind of red colored sandal paste. That is Anuliptangam is being smeared. And this paste was giving a nice fragrance. And Ravana looked like a cloud in the red sky. Toyadam is cloud. And Rakta is red color. So he looked like a cloud in the red sky at sunset with flashes of lightning. Tadid is lightning. Next, Shloka 9. Ravana was adorned with divine jewelry. He was very handsome. That is Surupa, Kamarupinam, and he could assume any form he desired. With his excellent jewelry, Ravana was sleeping like Mount Mandara, filled with thick trees and bushes. Here Valmiki makes a comparison. That is, the ornaments he was decked with are compared to the trees and bushes covering Mount Mandara. Shloka 10. After engaging himself in night play and yet being adorned with finest jewelry, Varabharana Bhushitam, Ravana was resting and he was beloved to the demon maidens, Rakshasa Kanyanam Priyam, and Rakshasanam Sukhavaham. That is, he brought lot of joy to the Rakshasas. So it is clear that the Rakshasa Kanyas were attracted to Ravana, and he was the leader of the Rakshasas. So the citizens of Lanka adored Ravana in spite of his misdeeds. They knew what he has done. He has captured Sita and all that, but in spite of that, they were adoring him as their king. Shloka 11. That Mahakapi Hanuman was looking at the mightiest lord of Rakshasas, that is Rakshasa Dipam, that is Ravana, who was sleeping on the couch, and Ravana was shining after consuming liquor. Shloka 12. The greatest of the monkeys, Hanuman, was looking at Ravana, who was breathing heavily like a hissing serpent. That is Nishvasantam, is breathing. Yatha Nagam. Nagam is, as we know, it is snake. So, Ravana was breathing like a hissing serpent. Hanuman approached Ravana, and then he cautiously withdrew out of great fear. Subhitavat. And Hanuman did not want to get caught. So he was using lot of discretion in approaching Ravana. He was very cautious. So this shows that sometimes in our daily life also, fear is needed, because we have to be very careful before taking any adventure. That is what Hanuman has proved here. I feel, Bhagini, like that. That is what. Shloka 13. Then Hanuman slowly climbed a staircase, that is Atharohanam, is climbing up, and stood on a platform quietly, and he was observing the tiger among the Rakshasas, Ravana, that is Rakshasa Shardula, is tiger among the Rakshasas, Ravana sleeping. Hanuman saw Ravana sleeping. Then Shloka 14. Ravana, as he slept on the greatest bed, that is Shayanottamam, was shining majestically like a grand waterfall. Prasravanam is waterfall. And he was shining like a waterfall. How a waterfall would shine in the midst of crew of elephants. Shloka 15. Hanuman was looking at great Ravana with two long arms, and how the arms are described here, which were like Indra's huge long flagpoles. That is Indra Dvajopamaihi. That is Indra's flagpoles. And those hands were outstretched. Vikshipta is outstretched on both sides. And the arms were adorned with golden armlets. Shloka 16. Ravana's arms had wound marks caused by the tip of Airavata's tusks. That is, there was a fight between Ravana and Indra's elephant Airavata. And in that Vishana is the tusk of Airavata. It had made marks on Ravana's bhujas, that is his arms. And there were also marks made by Vajrayudha, and scars made by Vishnu Chakra. These are the symbols that symbols of Ravana's valor in Devaloka. How he has fought there and he has won. These are the proof. And Ravana was also respected for his valor in Bhuloka. So this shloka highlights Ravana's valor, strength, power, and fearlessness.
Correct. Very good.
Shloka 17. Ravana's arms were hefty, they were equally formed and even and perfectly shaped. Sangata. And they had lot of strength. Bala Samyuta. And his arms had nails, Nakha Angushtav, that is nails and thumbs, which were nice to look at. And his fingers and palm were very graceful. That is Svanguli Tala. They were very graceful. 18. His arms were strong like iron clubs, and they were perfect and round in shape like the trunk of an elephant. That is, Kari is elephant. And as they stretched out in the white couch, that is Vikshipta, as they stretched out on the bed, they looked like powerful five-headed snake on each side. That is, here Pancha is five and Shirsha is the head and Uraga is the snake. So here snakes are compared here because of their venomous nature. And Shloka 19. Ravana's arms were smeared with the finest cool fragrant sandalwood paste, and it was cool like moonlight, and they were well decorated. Shloka 20. Those arms were massaged by noble women, that is Uttamasri Vimruditav. Vimruditav is being massaged. And the arms had supreme sandalwood paste and were decorated by ornaments. And also, these arms had the ability to crush and defeat Yakshas, Pannagas is Nagas, Gandharvas, Devas, and Danavas are demons. So, through these shlokas, Valmiki has vividly highlighted Ravana's wealth, how handsome he was, and his bravery. But we all know that that is the purity of mind and following moral values is more important for a king than all these external qualities. That is what I feel, G. If anything else, please correct me and tell.
Very nice. Have you ever worked?
Pardon?
நீங்க வேலை பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? Have you ever worked in a job?
I was a teacher. No, I was a teacher.
Okay, I was just going to ask if you were any other profession, you were in the wrong profession. You should have been a teacher. Glad to know you were a teacher. So beautifully explained. I'm sure lucky are those children and students who learn from you. It was so beautifully narrated. Like, even if somebody missed or somebody came just for these set of 20 shlokas, they would be able to easily grasp like what is going on in those 20 shlokas. Very nice.
Nothing, Vaniji. Only what you have taught, I could tell something. That's all.
I didn't know you were you worked as a teacher. I'll be honest. I thought if you said I've never worked, or if you were in an office job or something, I wanted to say you should have been a teacher. But I'm sure many in the group would agree. I totally loved your explanation. Taking word by word, even though we've already seen word by word, it was very nice how you have internalized, how you have understood. It's not like from reading from a script, right?
All what you have guided, everything only to you. That's all. And of course, whatever it is, what
I absolutely loved. I think everybody who listens to this will totally enjoy. The key, you didn't explain every word. You took the key words which are required to understand the shloka.
Okay, Ji, thank you.
Absolutely keep it up. Come and volunteer often.
Whatever you have explained, whatever I could a little bit internalize from that, what you are doing is really what I can't express any words for that. Everybody knows that in the group. That is what it is. Only your guidance. That's all. And Periva Sharanam Ji.
I totally loved it. Thank you so much, Ji. Ram Ram.
Thank you, Ji. Ram Ram.
Yeah, that's the thing. She didn't explain every single word, but wherever required, she highlighted the important words. I think until now we have not followed that. I followed that pattern. Usually I say, keep it for like 5 minutes or whatever. She took a little more time than what we usually do, but then it was very interesting the way it was very clear. By just looking at the shloka, she would be able to tell the meaning. I really loved it. I was patiently, listening and trying to understand and trying to nod my head here. Of course, you can't see that, but like a child, I was like learning from her. Very nice. Okay, so that is where we are at, where Ravana's valor. Now, he continues to look at Ravana and the surroundings in the next set of 20 shlokas. 21. Dadarsha saha kapihi tasya bahu shayana samstitau mandaraha syat antare suptau mahahi rushita viva. Okay. So, here again, Saha Kapihi, that Hanuman was looking at Bahu. Bahu here refers to two arms. So he was looking at two arms. Shayana Samstito, lying on the bed, on the Shayana, the couch or the cot. And what did it resemble? Rushitau Iva, because there are two. Rushitau here again refers to serpents. So it looked like two serpents which were lying on two sides within the Mandara Syantare. Here means the valley of the Mandara mountain. Bear with me, I'm struggling with my throat. Like a valley in the Mount Mandara. And Supta is the sleeping. So as Hanuman was looking at the two, earlier also he was saying that, five-headed serpent, it was very creepy to read that. Ravana's two arms, which were lying on the side of the bed, Shayana Samstitau, it resembled two serpents, Mahahi Rushitau Iva. And where were they? It was looking like two huge serpents on the side of a mountain within the valley, Mandara Syantare. So I think there is a physical strength which can be taken from here, the terrific nature, the terrible nature of Ravana, the majestic nature, the power. But at the end of the day, a snake is a snake. So here Ravana is Ravana. So we can kind of take it like that. Tabhyam paripurnabhyam bujabhyam rakshasa ishwarah shushubhe achala sankashah shringabhyam iva mandarah. Again, here bujabhyam, it is two. Tabhyam, paripurnabhyam, bujabhyam, everything refers to two. Two strong, very mighty, something which looks very complete, belong to Rakshaseshwara, belong to Ravana. And Shushubhe, it was shining. Achala. What is Achala? We have encountered this word before. What is Achala? Achala is mountain. Chala means to move. Achala means that which cannot move, and it refers to mountain. So Achala, Sankashaha, like a mighty mountain. Shringa here refers to the peak, Arunachala, correct. So here with Ravana, who had these very strong and Purna, mighty arms, Shushubhe, he was shining, and he was looking like the Mandara mountain, Mandaraha Iva. So Mandara mountain with Shringabhyam here refers to the peak of the mountain. So the strength, the power, the valor that Ravana had kind of is depicted here. Again, the two arms of Rakshaseshwara and he was shining like a mountain. Sankashaha means like. Achala Sankashaha. And not just that, with the two arms, it looked like the two towering peaks of a mountain. Now, how did the surrounding feel? Chuta Punnaga Surabhi Vakula Uttama Sanyutaha Mrishta Anna Rasa Sayuktaha Pana Gandha Gandhapuraha Saraha. So here Saraha means it was spreading around. Gandhapuraha means the smell. Pana refers to wine. So there was smell of wine, not just wine. Chuta is mango. Punnaga, the fragrant tree. Surabhi is the fragrance. Again, Vakula Uttama Sanyuktaha. Vakula tree surrounded by. So there was this entire place or the chamber of Ravana, which was filled with surabhi, filled with fragrance from mango, punnaga, and bakula, the fragrance which was carried there. Along with that, mrishta anna rasa. So it also had the smell of food and pana, which is wine. So it was mixture of, fragrant smell that one would enjoy, and the wine, which denotes the worldly pleasure. I think not just wine here. If you look at food, drink, fragrance, everything which surrounds it, all refers to luxury one experiences, which is very fleeting. All these only satiate our sensory pleasures, right? So the fragrance which comes from the mango, the kind of like luxurious trees and flowers, the aroma that comes from the food and the wine, the strong sense of wine, everything denotes only luxury. In fact, when I might have mentioned this in either Bhagavad Gita class or even here, when we were going through an exercise with my teacher, one exercise is to list something that you cannot part with, right? So you have to come up with one item or two items or a list which you feel you cannot part with. So he used to say my guru used to say he loves udpati, right? Incense sticks. And he said wherever he goes, he'll buy like stuff, and every day he has a very beautiful puja room set up. He does puja for like 5-6 hours a day. That incense, is something that he is very fond of. So you should be able to give up that too. And there was another student who said she can give up everything. She was a student who was attending class from the US, and she said she can give up everything, but she cannot give up the book, which was signed by Swamiji, Swami Dayananda Saraswati. I think he had personally signed and given a book to her, and she said, I cannot give that up. And this was during my learning about Nirvana Shatkam, where it says, what you are is neither this nor that, neither guru nor sishya, neither indriya nor the action, neither the good nor the bad. So none of it is actually you. So he was saying you should be able to part with that too, because guru lives with you through guru's anugraha. You don't need a signature or a sign or a book for guru's anugraha to be with you. So the reason I'm saying this, a lot of us are in a situation where, I know personally, for me, there are 2-3 things. I think for all of us, phone is one thing. No, you panic when I can't find my phone in the bag. I panic. Phone is one thing, and because I do a lot of work on my system, so system is another thing. Of course, we are all talking about materialistic stuff. What you feel you cannot live without it or without them, depending on whether you have one or multiple things. So phone, I know personally, there are so many of us who are just glued to phone, or even if you are not glued to phone, it has kind of become our third hand, right? Something which we always carry, something which has become part and parcel of our life day in and day out. So we should be able to detox. So when we in our satsang, we take this yearly trip to Anekati, which is the ashram of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. And one of the reasons I actually like that so-called spiritual retreat is because you don't get phone signal there. So even if you want to scroll through something, you won't be able to do. So it's like a compulsory detox that happens, and you actually end up bonding with nature, bonding with people whom you go with, meeting new people there, and actually experiencing. I know there are a couple of them who joined this year as well. So that luxury and the sense of constantly listening to our senses and then doing things to satiate them, that itself indicates a kind of I would say not a sattvic guna. Yeah, Dr. Usha was part of the trip. So the break from the phone was so good that you cannot, even if you want to access phone, that you cannot, actually helps you detox. And there is life beyond what you have in your palm. So I think this particular shloka probably can be interpreted like that, where these worldly pleasures that Ravana indulges in, we also need to slowly, it's okay to enjoy. I think what my teacher used to say to, it's okay to enjoy good food. It's okay to say, I enjoy good music. It just shouldn't be something which is compulsory, right? Where I will only eat this, I will only eat X with Y, or I will, I constantly need something to keep me going. It's the compulsion that becomes a kind of addiction, which we all need to detox from. I know I went off a little bit, but I felt there are a lot of life lessons that we can actually learn from our spiritual texts. Tasya Rakshasarajasya Nishchakrama Mahamukhat Shayanasya Vinishwasaha Purayan Iva Tat Griham. So again, there was this huge palace where he was sleeping, and as he was sleeping, Vinishwasaha. Shwasaha means it's a Tamil word too. I think in Hindi also we have that. Breath, right? So as he was exhaling and inhaling his breath, it looked as though from his mouth, Rakshasa Rajasya Nichakrama Mahamukhat, from his huge mouth, it looked as though he was heavily breathing, and that breath was filling. Purayan means filling, where it was completely filling that entire palace. So you can imagine Ravana being this huge figure who was sleeping in a huge cot, and as he is breathing, it looked as though his heavy breath was filling up the entire palace or the chamber where he was sleeping. Mukta mani vichitrena kanchanena virajitam mukutena apavrittena kundala ujjwala ujjwalita ananam. So that is the split here. So here Mukuta is the crown. So how his crown was and how radiant his kundalam. Kundalam is earring. So mukta mani vichitrena kanchanena virajitam. So you have all the pearls and the gems which are very beautiful to look at. Kanchanena, gold, virajitam, which was adorning. Mukuta is the crown. Apavrittena, it was slightly displaced. Apa always refers to something which is not right. So apavrittena, and kundala. Kundala is the earrings. And the earrings were very radiant. Ujjwalita ananam. So his face glowed. Ananam is face, Gajananam, one who has the elephant face. So Ananam, Ravana's face was glowing, and he had this Kanchana Mukutam, the golden crown, which had Mukta Mani, and it was shining, but it was slightly tilted in sleep. So kind of like ignorant of how he was positioned during his sleep. Rakta Chandana Digdhena Tata Harena Shobhina Pina Ayata Vishala Vakshasa Abhi Virajitam. Again, now Vakshasa refers to the broad, wide chest. On the chest, Rakta Chandana Digdhena. What is Rakta Chandanam? We have seen this word also before, but in a different kind of form. What was the word that we have seen so far? We have not seen Rakta Chandana per se, maybe once, but mostly what is the word that we have seen? there is one particular sandal. Does anybody remember? I think what we have seen is the agar wood, right? Chandana agaru, the chandanam, which is the dark colored one. So here again, Rakta Chandana Digdena, Tata Harena. Hara is the necklace that he was wearing, the garland or jewel or a necklace that you are wearing. Shobhina, he was shining. Pina is broad, Ayata, which is very long, Vishalena, again wide. He had this chest. So the broad chest also is a signature feature of a Kshatriya. So that also was shining brilliantly. Abhivirajitam. So Ravana had this broad, long, wide chest, which had this red sandal paste. It also had the haram, the necklace or the garland, and which were shining brilliantly. Pandurena apavidhena Kshaumena Kshataja Ikshanam. Shamitam. Kshataja Ikshanam. Maharhena Susamvitam Pitena Uttama Vasasa. So, the kind of garments he was wearing, Vasasa. He was wearing Pandura. What is Pandura? We have seen this word. I think today also Vasanti ji mentioned this. Pandura is white, correct. Pandura, apavidhena means that which is draped around. Kshaumena is, Shauma is silk. Kshataja Ikshanam. Ikshanam is eyes. His eyes were red in color. Maharhena, these were all very valuable and precious. So Samvitam, completely covered. Samvitam is covered. Pitena, what is Pitavaranam? Pita is yellow, correct. So I think his lower part of the body was draped in fine white colored garment, cloth. His eyes were red in color, probably from the intoxication and maybe from the sleep too. And I think the upper part or the middle part of the body was covered with yellow color clothing. Pitena Uttama Vasasa is garment. Now, how did Ravana seem like? Masha Rashi Pratikasham Nishwasantam Bhujangavat Gange Mahati Toya Ante Prasuptam Iva Kunjaram. So he was breathing Nishwasantam. He was breathing heavily and the sound resembled Bhujangavat. What is the sound here? Very good. It resembled the hissing sound of a snake. It was so deep and strong, and it would catch our attention. And as he was breathing heavily like a serpent, Ravana resembled Prasuptam Kunjaram Iva. He was sleeping. What is Kunjara? Elephant. Very good. So he was sleeping like this huge elephant, and there is a upama here. Gange Mahati Toyante. So Ganga is the shore of Ganga, where Masha Rashi Pratikasham. So Rashi is a heap. Masha generally refers to, does anybody remember the Nevedyam that we do like during Saraswati Puja? You might have heard this term Masha there. Correct. What is it? Aparna ji is. What is Masha Bhupam? No, Masha Bhupam is actually something which is made of urud dal. So I think it is vada. So here it looks like a heap of or a huge sack or a heap. Rashi is heap. Pratikasham. So similar to that, like huge set of beans. Masha here refers to like black beans. So it refers to maybe the complexion, the darkness that surrounds Ravana in terms of how you would look at him like quality wise. So he is not comparing him, correct, black urud dal, Masha. So Masha Rashi Pratikasham, like black colored dal, right, which is black beans. And he is breathing heavily like a serpent. It looked as though a dark body is kept by on the banks of Ganga, or a heap of this dal or beans is kept on the banks of Ganga. Just give me 1 second. So here the kunjaram is also elephant, right? An elephant is also black in color. So we can kind of connect this as well to the color here. Now, Chaturbihi Kanchanaihi Deepaihi Deepyamana Chaturdisham Prakashi Krita Sarva Angam Megham Vidyut Ganaihi Iva. Now, Kanchanaihi Deepaihi. Kanchanam is gold, golden lamp. Chaturbihi, 4 golden lamps. Deepyamana Chaturdisham, which are lit in all 4 directions. So he was sleeping like a huge elephant with, on the 2 sides with hands that resembled snake. And this light was glowing. Deepyamana Chaturdisham. So the glow was coming from all the 4 directions. Prakashi Krita Sarva Angam. What is Angam? The entire body was kind of glowing. How was it glowing? Vidyut Ganaihi Iva Megham. The cloud which is suddenly lit by the flashes of Vidyut. What is Vidyut? Lightning. Very good. So that entire place was illuminated by Kanchanaihi Deepai, 4 golden lamps, which were shining in all the directions, all 4 directions. Now, Ravana's Angam, Prakashi Krita, was kind of illuminated, and when we look at it, it looked as though a dark cloud, Megham, Vidyut Ganaihi, is lit up by flash of lightning. Very nice comparison here and there, which we could easily relate to. Pada Mula Gataha Cha Api Dadarsha Sumahatmanah Patnyah Saha Priya Bharyasya Tasya Rakshaha Patehe Grihe. So Hanuman was seeing in the palace, Patehe Grihe, here the Rakshasa Adhipati, he was seeing in the palace, and what was he seeing? He was seeing Padamula Gataha, at the feet of Ravana, Sumahatmanah. Here the great-minded Hanuman was looking. What was he looking at? Patnihi. He was looking at many wives of Ravana who were seated near the Padamula, near the Ravana's feet in that huge palace, Grihe. And he also had Priya Bharyasya. He also had his beloved queens who were there. So we have seen in the previous Sarga about all the women that were surrounding Ravana and how they were positioned, how they looked and all that. So kind of here, little more into the night, when everybody is kind of in deep sleep, and how they are present there in the palace, and how it can be perceived. So the next few shlokas just talk about like different wives of Ravana and how they look like. Shashi Prakasha Vadanaha Charu Kundala Bhushitaha Amlana Malya Abharanaha Dadarsha Hari Utapaha. Utapaha is the chief. Hari Utapaha is monkey chief. Here refers to Hanuman. Hanuman saw Shashi Prakasha Vadanaha, the face of the women, like Shashi. What is Shashi? Moon. It was shining like moon. Charu Kundala Bhushitaha. They were wearing charming earrings. Amlana Malya Bharanaha. They were wearing garlands which still looked very fresh. Dadarsha Hari Utapaha. He was looking at such women who were there in the palace, mostly at the feet of Ravana. Now, what were they doing? Nritta Vaditra Kushalaha Rakshasa Indra Bhuja Anga Anka Gaha Vara Abharana Dharinyaha Nishannaha Dadrishe Harihi. So, these women indicated something. What did they indicate? They indicated that Nritta Vaditra. What is Nritta? Dance, correct. Vaditra? Vadyam, very good. So it looked as though they were extremely skilled in dance and music and instruments, and they had these varabharana dharinyah. They were adorned with splendid ornaments, and nishannaha, they were all seated there next to Ravana. Dadrishe Harihi, that is what Hanuman saw. Now, where were they rest? Some of them were resting. Rakshasa Indrabhuja Anka Gaha. So they were all resting in the huge arms of Ravana. So it looked as though Ravana was embracing all of them. So we saw how long and huge and powerful his bhujas, the two bhujas, are. So they were all kind of, it looked as though he was embracing all of them. So Hanuman saw these women who looked as though they were skilled in dance and music, and we'll see why. Who were adorned with beautiful ornaments. Vara Abharana Dharinyah. And Ravana was kind of holding them close to him. That's what it looked like. Vajra Vaidurya Garbhani Shravana Anteshu Yoshita Dadarsha Tapaniyani Kundalani Angadani Cha. So Hanuman saw these women with different kinds of ornaments made of different material. Vajra, Vaidurya, Garbhani, Shravana, Anteshu, so the earrings, Tapaniyani, which is Tapa is gold, Kundala, which is the earrings, Angadani, all the bodily ornaments. So he was looking at these women wearing everything precious, golden earrings, bodily ornaments, which were made of Vaidurium and Vajra, which is diamond, and they were adorned, Yoshitam, they were adorned with such ornaments. And these are all very external in nature, right? It doesn't talk about anything, the inner beauty of these women. Tasam Chandra Upamaihi Vaktraihi Shubhaihi Lalita Kundalaihi Viraraja Vimanam Tat Nabaha Tara Ganaihi Iva. So Nabaha is sky. Sky which glitters with Tara. What is Tara? Star. So sky at night glitters with a huge galaxy of stars. Now that palace was shining with these women who had moon-like faces. Chandra Upamaihi Vaktraihi. Vaktram is face, Vadanam. And they also had these glittering, delicate, shining kundala earrings. So it looked as though the entire palace, compared to that of sky, that glitters with stars, glittering stars, the entire place was filled with these women who had moon-like faces and had these resplendent ornaments. Particularly earrings are highlighted here. Mada Vyayama Khinnaha Taha Rakshasendrasya Yoshitaha Teshu Avakasheshu Prasuptaha Tanu Madhyamaha. So Tanu Madhyama, this is a verse we have seen in what shloka? In Lalita Sahasranama, right? I think Saundarya Lahari, does it have? I don't remember this exact word. Definitely there in Lalita Sahasranamam. So Tanu Madhyama means Kodi Madriyana. Correct. So the slender waist. So these women saw who were there, that Hanuman was looking at. They had very nice structure, but they all looked very exhausted. So obviously they were very beautiful to look at, and they were well maintained, right? Obviously that, you know, that is the number one attraction when you look at a woman. When we talk about external beauty so much these days and size 0 and stuff like that, we should not be paying attention to, but unfortunately our society is still wired that way. So Hanuman was looking at Ravana, and surrounding him were these women who had very slender Tanu Madhyamaha waist. However, Mada Vyayama. What is Mada? Mada is intoxication. Does anybody know the meaning for the word Vyayama? Exercise, correct. So a lot of physical activity that has happened, and they looked extremely exhausted because exhausted because of that. And they were there in different places. Teshu avakasheshu. They were all in various places, lying asleep. Anga haraihi Tatha eva anyaha komalaihi nrittashalini vinyasta shubha sarva angi prasupta vara varnini. So some women who were there, they had angaharaihi, ornaments in all the angas, all the body parts. And then there were others, komalaihi nrittashalini. There were others who were skilled in nritta, which is dance. You probably by the way they were dressed, you could say that, that person was a dancer. And Vinayasta Shubha Sarvangi, they had, while you look at it, they were very graceful, the way they carried themselves. It looked as though they were very graceful to look at. Prasupta Varavarnini. Even when they were sleeping, they looked very beautiful. Varavarnini. So, Hanuman was looking at these women who had these ornaments throughout the body, and it looked as though they were all dancers. And sometimes when you look at a dancer, just by the way they talk, it will be very obvious that they are dancers. The way they their gestures, the way they communicate through eyes, and even to convey a simple sentence, there will be so much of action that accompanies. So you will, when you look at a dancer, immediately you would know that this person is a dancer. So even in their sleep, it looked as though they were very graceful, beautiful, delicate to look at. Sarvangi, Shubha Sarvangi, very delicate to look at. And Hanuman was noticing these. Kachit Veenam Parishvajya Prasupta, only one, Samprakashate. Mahanadi Prakirna Iva Nalini Potam Ashritaha. So here, as one person, he looked at one woman there. She was sleeping, and as she was sleeping, she was hugging Kachit Veenam Parishvajya. She was hugging a Veena. And there is a comparison which is given here. Mahanadi Prakirana Iva. There is a huge river which is flowing. Nalini Potam Ashritaha. It is a boat, river with a boat. So there was one woman who was sleeping, and as she was sleeping, she was hugging the Veena. Possibly she was playing the Veena, and as she was playing, she fell asleep. So she was looking like a lotus, Nalini Potam Ashritaha. So she was looking like a lotus which is there, cling to a boat along a river. So there is a comparison here. When you look at a woman who is sleeping, hugging the instrument that she was playing, which is the Veena. So she was looking like a lotus which was drifting along the river. And then there is another person, Anya Kaksha Gatena Eva Maddukena Asita Ikshana Prasupta Bhamini Bhati Balaputra Iva Vatsala. So there was Maddukena. Madduka is drum. So there was another woman, Anya Kakshagatena. So there was another woman who had drum on her lap. And Asita Ikshana, the Ikshanam looked as though she was dark-eyed. And as she was hugging or holding the drum, Prasupta Bhamini Bhati, she was sleeping, but she was Bhamini Bhati means she was shining very beautifully. But the way she was hugging the drum, it looked as though Balaputra Iva Vatsala, as a mother hugs her child. So it also talks about the affiliation, an instrumentalist or an artist would have to something which is very precious to them. So the maternal affection that we have is probably the highest form of love one can experience. Now, for an artist, whatever they are performing, is almost equivalent to that, the maternal love, the motherly love. That is what is given as a comparison here. So there was another Anya, there was another person, Kakshagatena eva, who Maddukena. So she had this drum on the lap and she had dark eyes. Prasupta, as she was sleeping, Bhamini Bhati, she was still shining. And she looked, when she was hugging the drum which was on her lap, it looked like a mother who was hugging the child. I kind of liked this comparison. Pataham charu sarva angi pidya shete shubhastani shamyadam chirasya ramanam labdva parishvajya iva kamini. So another woman again was hugging a drum. Pataham charu sarvangi, completely close to her body. And as she was pidya shete, as she was pressing it, shubhastani, it was close to her chest. It looked as though she was hugging somebody whom she was looking at or receiving or was being with after a very long time. So imagine a woman separated from her partner, and she's meeting that person after a very long time. And if she were to hug that person, how would she hug? So the way she was hugging, it looked like that, kind of longing and attachment one would feel when you're separated from your partner, and then you're meeting that person after a very long time. So this woman was pressing the drum so close to her body, her chest, in her sleep. It looked as though she was hugging, embracing her long separated partner after a very long time. The last one. Kachit Veenam Parishvajya Supta Kamala Lochana. The lotus-eyed one. Rahaha Priyatamam Labdva Sakamam Iva Kamini. So again, another person was hugging Veena, and it appeared as though she was meeting somebody very, very close to her heart. Rahaha. And she was meeting that person very secretly. Priyatamam labdva. Secretly, she was meeting somebody very close to her heart. Sakamam iva kamini. And the love she had for that person was fulfilled. So, very satisfied in that love. So, another lotus-eyed woman was sleeping, holding on to the Veena, Parishvajya, Kachit. Veenam Parishvajya, Supta, she was sleeping, Kamanalochana, the one who has the lotus eye. But it looked as though she had met somebody very, very close to her heart. I think I can loosely use the word lover. Priyatamam, somebody whom she loves dearly, but meeting that person very secretly, labdva. Sakamam iva kamini, as though she was a woman whose love was fulfilled. So still the description of the women surrounding Ravana is continuing. We'll have to see how the Sarga pans out. I will upload the individual shlokas and the set of 10 as well. Please do practice. It is nice to hear new people volunteering for meaning, for repeating, for chanting. It's I think there's nothing more for a teacher to feel that happiness. So it makes every effort that we put in, myself and the group of people who are helping out, every second of the effort so much worth it when I see new people coming forward and chanting it so beautifully, explaining so beautifully, internalizing, perfectly. It is very heartwarming, and I have to thank everybody's efforts here while you are listening in the class or the recording, but going back and practicing and enjoying this masterpiece. That is what makes this journey very beautiful. And as I had mentioned, we are moving to Saturday classes. Today I started later than usual. Usually it is 4:30 on Saturdays, India time. Thank you for being flexible given my situation at home and work, because of which I'm not able to take that stress of starting class at like 4:30, 4:45, shutting off my work. So I thought it's easier done on Saturdays. So we'll continue this for some time. If things change, then we can switch back to our Friday. I'm quite comfortable. Today, I got delayed because of a drop that I had to do. But thank you for being flexible. I know so many people have joined in spite of the change in the timings. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Dhanyavadaha. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Jai Shankara Hara Hara Shankara. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Hanuman. Thank you all for joining. Keep practicing, keep learning, keep chanting. Ram Ram.